What's going on, guys? MystaSuga here, and today I am bringing you episode 1 of my new series, Jump to Glory. The goal for this series is for me to learn and ultimately teach you how to do anything and everything Star Citizen has to offer. From the intricacies of industry to the specialties of space warfare, I want to be able to teach it all. For this episode, I'm going to focus on getting settled in my new home and teaching you the day one basics of Star Citizen. Alright, here we are. The home screen. We'll go ahead and select Persistent Universe, and then we'll need to design our character. Alright, well, that looks good. Now we get to pick a home. First, we need to pick our home system, for which I am going to strongly recommend Stanton. Pyro is lawless, huge, and just likely not where your friends are. Now let's talk cities. Orison, while near and dear to my heart, is on a gas giant, which makes it pretty slow to enter and leave the atmosphere. Orison also has the worst guns and armor selection of any city, so it's not my recommendation for a newer player. New Babbage doesn't sell ships, and it's pretty far away from anywhere you'll want to go, so again, not my recommendation. Lorville, hands down, is our best option. It's in the middle of the Stanton system, has a massive selection of ships, a good selection of guns, armor, ship parts, really anything you would expect to find in a city. But to put things lightly, Hurston dynamics are actively violating human rights, and I'm not even talking about the poop. So Area 18 it is. While loading in, we can read the Terra Gazette. Good read. When we first spawn, we'll be in our hangar, which is a new and welcome addition. However, if you die, and you will die, you will spawn at the medical clinic inside Area 18. So we're going to learn how to navigate from there. To get there, we're going to learn our first keybind, backspace. Holding backspace will immediately unalive yourself and you'll spawn wherever your imprint is. Before we make our way back to the hangar, we do have a shopping list. We're going to need a med gun, a tractor beam, some armor, and a weapon. Before we start our shopping spree, we need to navigate from our med bed to the ground floor. Simply locate the elevator in the middle of the building, stop to enjoy the sunrise, then call the elevator by pressing F. If your mouse has side buttons, I highly recommend assigning F to one of them. Once the elevator has arrived, hold F again, then set course for the ground floor. First on the list is the med gun, which can be bought on the first floor of the medical clinic right here. Do note I have some extra cash because I used a referral code. Here's mine if you need one. Now that we have our med gun, we can leave the medical clinic and take a left. We are headed to Cubby Blast, which is located in the retail plaza. And here is our beautiful retail plaza. We have Kasaba right there, which just sells clothing. I've never found anything useful in there, unfortunately. And then here, Cubby Blast. This is the best weapon store in the game. I think the amount of options you have here, nothing comes anywhere close. We have some guns to look at on the wall. We have armor. Wow. But easiest way is at these kiosks here. First thing we need to purchase, I think we need to get an undersuit that makes us not look like a dork. But before we get an undersuit, okay, I play Drip Citizen. There's going to be a lot of clothing talk, at least on my end. I'm not sure if it'll make it into the video, but we're going to be spending some time here making sure we don't look we look as good as possible. We're going to do what we can with this store here. Once I saw Cubby Blast carried Morozov armor, my decision was made for me. Morozov armor is heavy armor, which has a 40% damage reduction, and it looks pretty good, which, you know. After my armor set was decided, it was time to look at guns, and I went with the P4 and a good amount of ammo for said P4. Since the P4 can take attachments and we are at Cubby Blast, I decided to get a Veil flash hider, Delta reflex sight, and a 250E laser pointer. Our shopping list has only one item left, and that is the Pyro multi-tool and tractor beam attachment. Now we can come back over to our storage and put all of this together. There's a lot of ways you can do this. Don't worry, I picked the easiest way. We can just drag it over. So we're going to put the pistol back into storage. Over on this left side, we can put the multi-tool. We'll make sure we get the tractor beam attached to it. We can just drag that on. After that, throw on our P8. And again, we can just drag the attachments on. We can do this a lot more frustratingly and a lot more difficult. You can put the hand in your weapon and inspect it and attach parts and all that, but just dragging it from your inventory is the easiest. Same thing here. You can just equip all of your mags. And that should be about everything we need to buy here. We have our medical gun, we have our tractor beam, guns, ammo, heavy armor, a backpack that can fit all sorts of stuff in it. Alright, before we make our way back to the hangar, let's talk about our MobiGlass. Our MobiGlass has two ways of being pulled up, F1 and F2. I like to use F2 because that's how you get directly to your maps, but for this purpose we'll do F1 and go straight to home. I don't look at this screen too much. Has your crime stat, environmental stats, health stats, contracts, kind of just like an overview of everything else, but I'm always going to look into the more detailed ones. Health as well. A lot of information here for you. It's just one I don't use a ton. Comms will be how you can send invites to your friends. So if you do have a friends list, they'll be here and you can right click them and invite them to your party. And that's how you'll be able to see them on the map. You can also I can't exactly manage global chat, but if I had a party, I'd be able to manage it over here, change the leader, yada yada yada. Contracts is where I spend a ton of time and where you will as well. Pretty straightforward. We do have some tabs up top, so verified and unverified contracts. These are the ones that you can get in a little bit of trouble for doing. And then if you've currently accepted a contract, you'd see it here. And contracts that you've done in the past would appear here. Maps, obviously huge. These two tabs here are where we're at most of the time. We can navigate the city by using the map. So we can see the clothing shop here, the weapon retailer, admin office. Scroll out a little bit and look around. We see the apartments are there. So kind of nice. We have a labeled map within the MobiGlass for these major cities. Super helpful in the beginning of the game. But we can scroll out, get a view of the ArcCorp planet. We also have these buttons here that will give us, a zoomed in or a zoomed out approach. This button's not working for some reason. This one would usually just zoom me right back in. But we can click it one more time and see our place in the universe down here in the cool part, I guess. Oh, I did not know ArcCorp was so close to Pyro. Good to know. And then one more. And we can see the Pyro system. The journal I haven't really used. Only ever used it for this Second Life resource drive tab, just to see who's winning, and it's still Hurston. But this will be gone here in the next week or so. This event should be finished soon. Never clicked this before. I imagine this would be a list of my assets, but ain't got none. So what are you gonna do? Once we start doing some missions for companies, we'll have rep and it'll show us standings with everybody like the Kovalex and Foxwell and stuff like that. But as of right now, no rep. Wallet's how you send money. Click again, type in your buddy's name or somebody in your party or on your friends list, and you can send them money. Landing is how you refuel, restock, and repair your ship whenever you are at a hangar. So if you need to do any of those three, just come over to this tab while you're in the pilot seat at a hangar, and you can refuel, restock, and repair. And vehicles will be a list of your vehicles. But nah, we're set up. Ammo, guns, tractor beam, medical tool. We are ready to get out there. We are ready to spread our wings and fly. So we'll make our way back to the hangar. We need to go back to ArtCorp Plaza first. Run past the retail bridges. Here we can see Empire Health, so that's where we'll spawn, and that's where we took a left and ran that way. Now we're going to go to the transit platform. This room also has the convention center in it, so the Bevic Convention Center is over there. And the Riker Memorial Spaceport is where we are headed. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, hoo, hoo. Oh, I thought I was really close. Huh. Now that we've arrived, take a pretty straightforward route back. Just follow the spaceship signs and the multiple signs that bring you to the hangars. Wow. You really can't get lost once you get here. Wow. Look at the signage. Look at all of the signage. You just follow it. Every 3 steps, there's a new sign. And here, these guys here are called the ASOP terminals. There's also some right here. This is how you can claim your ships. And if we claimed our ship from this terminal, it would just be waiting for us on the landing pad. But this is our first time seeing the ship. I wanna watch it come up, you know? And once we get to our hangar, we have our own little ASOP terminal right here.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
We'll go ahead and retrieve our ship. Ooh, first time. This is where our adventure begins. This is a big moment. It's our first time seeing the new ship. I don't know how we're gonna make money with it, but I know we're gonna make money with it. Hey. Wow. Look at her. This is where the story begins. So I have flown this ship a little bit, actually. on my other account. We got a cargo bay here. Strangest cargo bay I've come across for sure. It must be made for smuggling. Like, I don't know. I fit in here too easily. You know what I mean? I'm too perfectly sized for that, and that makes me uncomfortable. But it is what it is. Gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, I was like, is that a button I've never seen before? No. Over here, we have some storage on the ship, actually. So, 900,000 USCUs. Not too bad. Yeah, there she is. CO Mustang Alpha. We can go ahead and hop up inside by pressing F. Look at that ladder. Alright, from here we have a couple options. We obviously need to get everything turned on. We can do that two ways. You can press U, get the power on, and then I, and that'll get your thrusters on. Or you can press right Alt R, and it'll do both of those for you. When it comes time to power down, right Alt R won't power down. It only gets you flight ready, so you'll have to press U and then I again. Alright, let's talk about master modes and their subcategories. So we are currently in SCM mode, which stands for Space Combat Maneuvering. This is where we'll be able to fire guns in this mode. If we press V, we can swap over to our scanning mode, SCN mode, I guess. Yeah, no more guns, but we can do a deeper scan on ships and vehicles and stuff like that. And then if we hold B, we pop over to nav mode. That gets rid of our shields. No ability to fire the guns, but our quantum drive is powered up. And this is how we will be going pretty fast. This is how we can jump across the universe and travel at much faster speeds while we're not even in that quantum travel. Your navigation mode is just a much quicker mode than SCM. But we're gonna get back over to SCM. And here it's just a good idea to allocate your power to places you want it. So got my guns and my engines all the way powered up. We'll leave the shields a little low, that's okay. And then we can swap over, and in nav mode, I want to make sure I'm going pretty quick. So we'll power the engines all the way up. As you can see, the subcategory over here is QT, which is going to be for quantum travel. We do have other modes within this nav. For this ship, it's just going to be SCN. But other ships will have like a flight mode as well. So if you're not in this ship, feel free to play with that. From here, let's talk about these little screens down here. All sorts of information. So self status, we can see our fuel, which we are using, being idle. Our quantum fuel we're not using. We'll only use that whenever we're doing quantum traveling. Target status and scanning we talked about. This configuration thing I honestly wouldn't worry about. You can turn your headlights on, but you can also just press L and that gets your headlights. All this other stuff I wouldn't worry about yet. Gunnery, same thing again. Wouldn't worry about it yet. Never seen this. Advanced HUD? Ooh. Alright, we can't do that. I guess that's for the big boys. I don't know what all that is. We're gonna learn about it though, because that's what this series is. Wow, you can see your G's. Alright, I'm definitely gonna be playing around with that. I want to know what that's all about. Communications tab, and that should be us through all of them, right? We can set up different groups here. So if you just want one of your guns working, you can set it to group 3. It's dumb though. I never do that. And shields, if we swap over to SCM, this will give us a more detailed view of our shields. So if I'm in combat, I probably would have it set to that, maybe. You can see my guns, see my shields on both sides, yada yada yada, whatever. But we're ready. Let's get up into space. I'm gonna pop over into nav mode. We're gonna press space to get up in the air. We're gonna press N, get our landing gear pulled back up. And to get out of here, we have two options. Come over to the communications tab and press hail, or left alt in. We're lucky today. There is no queue, no line to leave. So once this gets open enough, we are on our way. We are free. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, let me out of here. On to better things. Sorry, you Area 18. Just not big enough for me. Oh, I was too focused on Star Cinema. I missed a learning opportunity here. But your quantum travel will not work in atmosphere. So right now it says online. If you're in atmosphere, it will not say online. But let's find somewhere to go. I think the best place for us to go, probably going to be Baijini Point. Baijini Point is the space station for ArcCorp. Just, yeah, spend a lot of time here, believe it or not. Where's Baijini Point? No. Baijini Point. What a coincidence. Right there. And now we're going to do basically what we just did, but in reverse. So we can get close to Baijini Point. We need to be within about 10 kilometers in order to request a landing area. Going sideways with some style. Press left alt in and we're going to request a hangar there. And we got one. I would recommend to make sure you don't point your ship at the space station when coming in. Definitely fly in above it or below it. Then once you get closer, you can take you can slow down a little bit, you know, and be a little careful getting into the hangar. If you do end up crashing into a space station, don't worry. If you didn't, it would be weird. But I have my landing gear down now, holding me to a pretty slow speed. Now we can left control to lower our elevation. Landing complete. I'll show you that landing tab we were talking about earlier. So you can see I can use 0 quantum fuel and I can refuel a little bit of hydrogen. It'll say, nope, it refilled so fast, but there's usually a thing here that says refuel in progress, do not take off. But yeah, what do we think? First time out in space? First time in the new whip? Next episode, we are going to do every single first contract. We're going to work some bounty hunting. We're going to go do some shopping for an alien man. We're going to go hunting for some cave copian horn. All sorts of stuff coming up in episode 2. Just going to get our feet off the ground and go do the first mission for every company. But that wraps up episode 1. I have been MystaSuga. You have been great. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Oh, hey, I stream on Twitch a lot now. And I also have a Discord. So if you're looking for people to play with or just have some questions on beginner stuff or anything, whatever, both of those things are a thing now. Bye.